Hello everyone. Welcome to another live stream. So, hope everyone is doing well. And I have my comment section open on the side as always. So, if anyone has any questions or any chart requests, you can just put it in the chat and I will go through it. So, the markets have been pretty active lately. We have had a lot of activity, I would say. Things are kind of crashing if you want to take a look at other instruments, so maybe not Forex, but we can look at, let's say, the S&P, which is definitely crashing a little bit, but I'm not that concerned. Bitcoin is absolutely in the dumps. Ethereum is, I really don't want to even look at it. Ethereum is looking really bad, and the DXY is not moving that much. Let me see US oil. So again, kind of a different picture than what we had in 2024, where the stocks were just pumping higher like crazy. This year, also crypto was super active. This year, stocks are not moving that much, and crypto is falling through the roof right now. So that is about it for kind of the general story. In terms of the trades, did I take any trades? Yes, I did. So I know a lot of you guys just want to see the trades. Did I take any trades? I did take a buy setup on AJ, so I'm going to relieve you of the struggle of waiting to see which trades I've taken. I've taken AJ right here as a reversal, so I'm going to go through the trade right now. What did I like about it? Well, I did like that we were breaking the lows and retracing, basically breaking only these lows and retracing, showing huge wicks, large wicks, break of the low retrace, so a descending channel, which is a bearish formation. Okay, descending channel, which is a bearish formation. Then we get a reversal to the upside. We get some good momentum. So I didn't really have my order on at this point. I wanted a bit more of a break, and then we got more of a break. My alarm is going off to check the charts. So then we get a bit more of a break, and then I set the order, or no, I wait for the pullback. I wanted to see the pullback. I didn't really want to see price drop straight away to my entry. I wanted to see kind of a slower retrace, which we got. In this case, a 20 pip stop loss looked good. So 12 was, I know some people from the Zentum Discord took this one with a 12 pip stop loss. I would say that was a bit too small, especially for me. So 20 pips looked a bit better. And 20 pips is what I chose. So got tagged in and got tagged out straight away. So this was a loss. Now, what was kind of the issue with this trade? Okay, what was the problem with this trade? So this trade fit my current strategy of purely technical analysis. There was a nice pattern. Printing, so a nice descending and a nice break of the high. I would say the technical analysis with this trade was a 9 out of 10. And I focused on the 9s and I focused on the 10s. So technical analysis was good, but the fundamentals were very, very bearish. Okay, very, very bearish for this currency pair. And I mean very bearish. Not like slightly bearish, I mean really, really bearish. Why? Well, because the Japanese yen, the central bank, Bank of Japan, is actually looking to raise interest rates, and the growth has been pretty good. Mokro Stoop. No one here, just me. Yeah, looks like you're alone in this one, buddy. But if you have any questions, now is your chance because, yeah, I'm watching the chat, so you can ask anything you want. Anyway, Bank of Japan, hawkish on the Japanese yen, meaning they want to raise interest rates. When interest rates go up, let me do it with arrows. When interest rates go up, the underlying currency value goes up as well, meaning the Japanese yen goes up. Okay, Japanese yen goes up in value. And also the growth and the economic numbers for the Bank of Japan or for the Japanese yen have been pretty good lately. So they have had strong economic numbers. That's also good for the Japanese yen. So the interest rates are going up, inflation is going up, growth is going up. That is all bullish for the Japanese yen, and that means that AJ is going to go down. Okay, that means AJ, the underlying or the currency pair, the Aussie. Okay, you need to know how the pairs work. So the Aussie is going to lose value against the Japanese yen. And also the Bank of Australia. Let me just see interest rate Australia. I think they're looking to possibly cut rates. Yeah, I think so. They have started actually, as far as I can see, to cut rates. So what you have in the end is you have one central bank is looking to lower the rates. So where's my arrow? This is the Aussie. RBA, that's the Central Bank of Australia, is looking to cut rates, and Bank of Japan is looking to raise rates. Okay, so that's an inverse relationship. That is great for this currency pair. That should produce a very strong downtrend. So that was the issue with this trade. But again, I have my strategy. It's purely based on technical analysis. I have my entries. I have my patterns. So for now, I'm just going to stick to that. Are ICT good? ICT, I would say stay away from ICT. What does ICT stand for? It stands for I can't trade, because the main guy that actually produced the secret strategy, the secret coded the secret algorithm, never had a track record, never produced any sort of proof that he was actually trading, and he was basically faking it the whole time. So if the main guy that developed the secret algorithm cannot make any money with it, I don't think his students can either. You may make money for, let's say, a couple of months, maybe even a year, but then when the market conditions shift, as they always do, so they always shift, they always switch, then your strategy won't work as good. So you may have some initial success, but you will not have obtainable results, or you will not have long-term results. So you may have some short-term results, but long-term, like 2 or 3 years, you will most likely lose money. So I would highly recommend staying away from ICT. What I want to show you for today, well, I have actually been working or kind of, let's say, examining or studying the software that Trader Nick made, which is called the Edge Finder. And what does the Edge Finder do? Well, basically, it's a software that takes in all of the fundamentals, kind of simplifies everything down, and makes it very easy for a trader to learn fundamentals. So I have been studying it for like a couple of months now, maybe 4 or 5 months, and I really learned a lot from it. I get a good daily bias as well. So my plan is to have the current strategy, purely technical analysis, 1 hour chart, pure price action. And then on top of that, maybe add a second strategy, maybe on the 4 hour, and basically have technical analysis plus fundamental analysis. And then I would get sort of a fundamental bias by looking at either financial data, or I could look at the Edge Finder. So I have also partnered with Trader Nick, and if you guys want to check it out, so I'll send the link in the chat. Edge Finder, and then I'll just show you how it looks. Edge Finder A1. Okay, here is the link. So you can check it out on the link, and the 15% discount, the code is MARKO. Okay, so if you want to get 15% off, use the code MARKO. It's all in the chat. So I'm going to run through the software, but first we have a request. What is your idea for the NASDAQ? Yeah, the NASDAQ. Okay. The NASDAQ on the daily chart. Well, I know people are in panic mode for the S&P and the Nasdaq, right? Kind of a lot of bearish momentum, but I would say we're still pretty bullish. I mean, if you zoom out a bit, this looks very, very bullish overall. You're just looking at a couple of daily candles. I would say there's a clear kind of a trend line right there. Okay, clear trend line. I think we can still respect it. We can still kind of bounce off the trend line and continue going up. Hey, Eric, what's up? So we can continue going up. I would say this is still not a big reason for concern. So my bias is bullish. What would be a reason for concern? When would I flip to bearish? Well, if we get two large red candles on the daily chart and we break the trend line. So we had the trend line that I just mentioned. We broke it, but if we continue 2 days in a row with two huge bearish candles, then that would be an issue. Okay, that would definitely be an issue. Right now, I'm still bullish. I think this chart looks good. You need to look at the larger time frames, especially for indices. I mean, look at the weekly chart. This still looks very bullish. There's just no sign of stopping this. Do you want to go short here? Do you want to sell this asset at this point? Do you want to sell it? I would say selling it would be very, very stupid. I mean, unless you have like a super advanced trading edge that you learned some news from a company and you know that it's going to crash, or you have like a high chance, there is a high chance that it's going to crash, then sure, go short. But I don't think 99.9% of people have that sort of a trading edge. So I would say if you're not a buyer, of indices, then just stay out. Just stay out. I would not try to short this. You don't have to be in. You don't have to be in a buy. You can just be neutral. And then once the price looks better, once the price action looks more bullish, well, then you can go in with buy setups. So you don't have to sell it if it looks bad. You just stay out. Love the analysis you gave on next channel, came from there. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And yeah, I love doing the live streams on Trader Next channel. I go on there every Thursday at around 1:45 p.m. London time. Okay, so every Thursday, 1:45 p.m. London time, I stream on Trader Next channel. Okay, so if you guys have any more requests, put them in the chat. I just want to show you the Edge Finder software because I think you can learn a lot from it, and I've certainly learned a lot. So let me stop sharing this, and let's see what is the general kind of picture. So present, share. Okay, let's try to do this. Oh, and I also want to show you, if you guys haven't seen it, it's an awesome video. Griff, where's my... Oh no. So Griff actually made a video about guerrilla trading. It's awesome. It's really funny. I didn't manage to watch it up until the end, but it's really good. So definitely check out his channel. Check out this video. It's really good, detailed, and you will see what happened to guerrilla trading. If you know what guerrilla trading is or was, it was a trading community where I basically learned to trade a long time ago, and I met Griff, I met Nico in there, and now they have gone bust. So they have liquidated. Not only have they liquidated, but they were also scamming people for the last couple of months, taking people's money, even though they knew that the company was gonna disappear pretty soon. So pretty sketchy stuff. But there's a lot of sketchy people in this industry, so I'm kind of not surprised. Back to the thing that I wanted to go through. So this is the software, and what's cool about it is you can see it looks at all sorts of data. Okay, all sorts of data. This is commitment of traders. You have the GDP, inflation numbers, unemployment rates. So you can go through this on your own if you want, but basically it sums up all of these numbers. It gives a rating, and then you get the score for a specific currency. And what I wanted to focus on is AJ. So if you search AJ, let's just say AJ, you can see the score, the current score is -8, and that is a bearish bias. So the retail positioning is negative, seasonality is negative, the trend is negative. It also takes a look at some technicals, which you can ignore or you can take into account, up to you. GDP is bad, PMI is blue, inflation is negative, and unemployment is negative as well. So again, the sum of these scores is -8, means bearish. So that's a cool thing. What you can do is you can have a strategy where you basically take a look at the edge finder, you look at the fundamentals, you see what is bearish, what is bullish, because there's a lot of neutral pairs as well. So if, see, these are all neutral. So if a pair is neutral, you do nothing. But if a pair is, let's say, very bearish, like this, then you can look for technical sell setups. One example that I discussed with Nico on the Zentum call yesterday, which is something that I plan on looking into. Let me show you. So you can see NJ, New Zealand JPY, very bearish, -9. You can also get the history of the score. So I think the last year, NZD JPY, if you look at the NZD JPY, it's just going to be very negative. See, just negative for quite some time, which should translate onto the charts. So if we do this, present share. So yeah, it's been going down a bit. But what you can do is you can look for entries on the 1 hour or the 4 hour, because you know that NJ is fundamentally very bearish. Okay, very bearish. So you could look for some more aggressive entry setups. Like for example, this flag. That is what Nico and I discussed yesterday. Here's a flag on the 1 hour. See this one? This would be your entry. And then you could maybe make the stop loss a bit bigger, because one thing that I know about the fundamentals, it takes quite a while for them to play out. On the 1 hour chart, there's a lot of noise, and you're better off going to the 4 hour or the daily and letting the fundamentals play out. There's going to be less noise, and it's going to be overall better, okay, for trading fundamentals. So going up a time frame should be a bit better. Eric says, what do you think about the dollar index? Besides the tariffs, what could strengthen it based on upcoming fundamentals? Okay, so the DXY on the daily. Let's go to the daily. Yeah, so if you guys don't know, currently what is happening with tariffs is Trump is putting tariffs on pretty much every single country, as far as I got it. So the most recent news is actually that he's going to put 25% tariffs on EU imported products. That means every Mercedes, every BMW, every Audi car, which US people love. So, I mean, US is the biggest market, along with China, for selling European cars. And now every single European car is going to be 25% more expensive in the US. Okay, or at least that kind of, it seems like that's going to happen. And that is a big problem, because then the sales of the companies, so the sales of Mercedes, of BMW, of Audi, can go down. And that means European economy may go down as well. And that means the underlying currency will go down as well. So you have basically the European Union going down into the ground, and you have the dollar going up in value against the euro. So this, if the tariffs are implemented, this could happen very easily because of tariffs. Okay, the dollar could basically go up in strength. The US economy is the biggest one. The US is the leader. They have the most money. So they can afford putting tariffs on different countries. And with the tariffs, the dollar should appreciate against pretty much every other currency. What does that mean for the dollar index? For the dollar index that Eric is talking about, well, this could happen. We could go up. So we could go up with a lot of strength. We could continue this uptrend that we had from October. Okay, so that's in terms of tariffs. Now, other than tariffs, what you need to look at is you need to look at economies, and that's also something that I wanted to show you with the Edgefinder software. So let's stop sharing this. Present, share. Let's go back to the Edgefinder. And what's cool about it is you can actually view different economies right here. So the economic heat map, you have the US, UK, Euro, Japanese yen, or Japan. So here you're looking at these numbers and you want to see them being in the blue. Currently, most of them are red. So there's, GDP, not the best, but you have all of these numbers being negative, which is not good for the US economy. Okay, not great. If you see a lot of blue numbers here, if the US economy is doing well, the US is going to go up in value. Okay, the US dollar is going to appreciate against other currency pairs. Currently, we're not seeing the numbers, but if you compare them to, let's say, why is this blue though? Anyway, so if you compare them to other countries, they're not looking the best. So the European Union is not looking the greatest. The UK is not looking the greatest as well. Again, look at the GDP growth. I think the main one is GDP growth. So their growth is very low. Okay. No, sorry, it's actually pretty good. It came in higher than forecasted. But look at Europe. Their growth is zero. Okay, it's almost zero. It's very bad. They're not growing. The European Union is not growing. That's very bad. That could mean that the dollar is gonna raise in value against the euro. See, and this is pretty cool. So what you're trying to do for currencies, you're trying to look at these heat maps and you're trying to see which heat map is looking the best. Japan is looking pretty good. The numbers are blue, pretty much, kind of mostly blue. So the GDP is going up. Inflation is going up as well. So that means the central bank may be raising rates. Unemployment is really good. That's good for the economy. It's even going down. Unemployment is going down. So yeah, you're trying to look at these heat maps and you're trying to compare which country is doing better. So if the US is doing much better than Europe, that means the dollar is going to appreciate against the euro. Okay, so I know it's a lot. I hope that this all does make sense. Well, let's go back to TradingView. So I do hope that this all makes sense. Fundamentals are much more complicated than technicals. That is why online 99% of trading gurus use technicals because it's easy, it's simple, it's easy to learn. Fundamentals, complicated, tough to get your hands on, tough to understand, and tough to implement as well. That is why this software is pretty cool. If you don't want to do all the work, you can, sum up all the numbers in the background and watch out for all the central banks. I'm doing that as well. But if you want to have all of the numbers in one place, see all of the heat maps, see how different economies are doing, and give yourself an extra confidence for your trading on top of technicals, well, then definitely check out the Edgefinder. So the link is in the description of the video and in the comments. For 15% off, use code MARKO. Okay. So that's about it for the Edgefinder plug. Now let's get back to the charts. So yeah, the fundamental story, just to repeat, for the euro and the US dollar, currently, because of the tariffs, it's pretty bearish. Okay, it's pretty bearish. Also, European economy is kind of in the shitter. It's around zero. The Europe is just not growing in economic terms, and that's really bad. You don't want to see that. So, getting back to technical analysis. Well, we were pretty flat right here. I didn't take any trades except AJ. So I only took the AJ one, the buy setup, which was a loss, unfortunately, but it did fit the plan. It looked pretty good. So we were pretty flat right here. Pretty flat and range bound. Now we have broken out lower. Why? Well, we had some news. Okay, so we had the GDP growth rate for the US actually. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty cool. So the GDP growth has been lower. Let me just check it out on the Edge Finder. Let me see what it says on there. So if we close this, go to US economic heat map. Okay, yeah. So I have too many things on the screen. So it came in as forecasted. Is that a good number? It's much better than Europe. I'm not sure why we dropped. So, oh no, I know why we dropped, because the euro. See, so this means that the U.S. economy is doing okay. The number is good. The GDP is okay, much better than the European Union GDP growth, which was around 0.1. So US growth rate is much higher than European Union growth rate. So the euro is losing value against the dollar. The dollar is appreciating in value against the euro. I would like to see this continue. I would like to see more momentum. Would I look for a sell setup right now? And also just a disclaimer, I'm still trading my first strategy, purely technicals, and I'm going to continue trading it, but I may add another strategy on top of that that has to do with fundamentals. I'm looking into that. So in terms of just my current strategy, would I look for a flag here? Would I look for a break and retest here? So would I look for something like this or something like this? So you basically enter here or you enter on a retest. I wouldn't, because of the wicks. There's a bit of a slowdown here. Price is kind of trickling down, struggling, leaving large wicks, leaving big wicks. So not the best. I would prefer to see the price continue. Continue down like this. Okay, so that would be better. That would be much more high probability. And then I would get the confirmation that selling pressure is on. Okay, am I putting this one on the watch list? No, not really. EJ, I do have a very bearish fundamental bias, but we're currently pretty flat and corrective. So this looks very, very flat. It really doesn't look special at all. So not on the watch list. I don't like it yet. AU actually looks good. AU actually looks good. I'm looking for entries. I do have this one on the watch list. Again, because of the tariffs, you would expect the Aussie to possibly, not really the Aussie, but this number came in bearish as well, or bullish for the US dollar. So we dropped lower. So I would say this is pretty good. I would say this overall downtrend here is looking okay. And I want to look for sell setups. Even the momentum, the candles, they look good. I'm definitely going to consider sell setups here. We have a big red candle, another good one here. Pullback. I would like to see us continue. Okay, continue like this. And then maybe get a retest. Would I take a flag right there? So would I take something like this? I don't think so. I don't think I would take a flag. I would much prefer to, again, get a continuation get a continuation of the momentum, and then look for sell setups. But this does look good, and it is on the watch list. AJ looks descending. AJ looks descending. Again, fundamentally very, very bearish on AJ. I would like to see us drop. I would like to see that. I think that would be a bit of a better scenario, because it would make me feel better as well, because the fundamentals are very, very bearish. So it would be a good play, but we just broke the high, retraced, broke the low, retraced. So I'm kind of expecting a range. Okay, I'm expecting more of a range-bound market. Possibly something like this to happen. Okay, a range-bound market. Not really on the watch list. Pound US dollar is flat. Pound is flat. So pound looks flat right there. The fundamentals for the pound are bullish. Not that bullish, kind of medium bullish, you could say. But the price action looks pretty horrible. So if we go to the daily, okay, the daily is kind of trickling up, very slowly moving up pretty correctively, but the 1 hour looks flat. So the 1 hour, in my opinion, just looks pretty flat, just looks bad right here, just looks corrective and range bound. So that is about it for the pound. I'm not really going to waste much time. What would I look for? Well, I would look for a breakout. Okay. A breakout of the highs, or a breakdown of the lows, if that's the name. Breakdown, breakout, break up, breakdown. Just a breakout. Okay. NJ, same story as AJ. Okay, NJ looks very similar to AJ, pretty much the same. So my forecast is the same. Fundamentally, very bearish. I would prefer us to go down. Currently looking a bit range bound. On this 1 hour chart, we broke the high, we retraced, we broke the low, double wicks, retrace. So I would like to see us drop down with momentum. Okay, I think that would be pretty good. I think that would be pretty high probability. If we get that play, I will look for sell setups. And that is about it. Now, I do have the CHF JPY right here, and I'm actually going to have it on my watch list. So for this other strategy that I'm looking at, or kind of testing out, slightly testing out, currently, fundamentally, CHF JPY is the most bearish pair. If you're looking at all of the Japanese yen pairs, CHF JPY is the most bearish. It has the lowest score on the edge finder. If I just take a look right here. So top setups, we go to asset. What is this? Okay. Yeah, so CHF JPY has a -10. -10 along with EJ, Euro Japanese Yen. And that means this is the best currency pair to sell. How could you quickly determine that this is the best currency to sell for the fundamentals? Well, let me quickly show you. So if we stop sharing and we share the browser, okay. If you just type in, so what is it? Swiss interest rates. And if you click this, and if you open a new tab and go to Japan interest rate graph, this is the best website to use. It's free. Trading Economics, okay? And this is for the last 3 years. For the last 3 years. As you can see, currently, this is going down. So the Swiss National Bank, Swiss National Bank is cutting rates, while the Bank of Japan is raising rates. So there's an inverse relationship. One central bank is cutting rates and it's going in a nice downtrend. Other central bank is raising rates and it's going in a nice uptrend. And that is great for trading. That's great for trading currencies. So definitely remember that with trading currencies, you need to know both sides. That's what makes currency trading a bit harder, a bit more complicated than, let's say, trading stocks. Because if you're trading stocks, let's say you're trading Tesla. Well, you're just looking at Tesla against the dollar. And you're just looking at Tesla earnings or Tesla news or Elon Musk or his Twitter posts. And that's going to be much easier, or a little bit easier, than trading currencies. Because with currencies, it's a pair. So you have the Swiss and you have the yen. Or you have the euro and you have the dollar. Or you have the Aussie and you have the yen. See, it's always a pair. So you need to watch what is the Swiss franc doing, or the Swiss National Bank, and you need to watch what is the Bank of Japan doing. So you need to watch two central banks, or you need to watch for two news releases. You need to watch for two, let's say, inflation numbers, GDP numbers. That's what makes things a bit more complicated, but it's worth it. It's definitely worth doing. So after that fundamental analysis, Swiss yen, technically, the technicals look pretty bad. They look pretty flat. Okay, they look really flat. I have my alerts set. I would like to see the Swiss yen break lower. Okay, I would like to see it go down and break lower and then show me a sell setup, which then I'll, let's say, forward test as an entry. I think that would be pretty nice. If we bump up the time frames a bit, again, if you're trading fundamentals, I do recommend not sticking to the 1 hour. I do recommend bumping it up to the 4 hour or the daily. And I also had a question in the Discord, saying, if you bump it up to the 4 hour or the daily, that means you're not gonna get any trades. That is true. Currently, I'm trading only 6 currency pairs, but if you bump it up a time frame, you could start looking at a lot of other currencies. Again, you have the Swiss franc. You have the US dollar, Japanese yen, which I'm currently not looking at. You have even gold. You have silver. You have a lot of other assets that you can look at if you bump up the time frame from the 1 hour to the 4 hour. So yes, if you're trading 6 currency pairs on the 1 hour and you go to the 4 hour, you will get a lot less opportunities, but you have a lot more time to introduce new assets into your portfolio. Okay, so you can start trading a lot more assets. I do actually like gold and silver. I don't like the way they move. That is a bit problematic for me. If we just jump to gold for a bit, it's a bit problematic how they move, especially on the 1 hour. Not really used to it. Forex tends to move a bit more, let's say, in a more cleaner fashion. But I can see a lot of opportunity with the metals, as well. Going back to the Swiss yen, we were on the 1 hour and we determined the 1 hour looks like shit. Then we jump on the 4 hour. The 4 hour, we're going down. It's a definite downtrend. And we're kind of respecting a trend line, I would say, possibly respecting this trend line. So that would be a play, looking for a retrace to the trend line. If we bump it up one more to the daily, also kind of in this channel, sort of. See, moving in a channel formation. So it's definitely going down. My conclusion is that this thing is fundamentally very bearish, technically very bearish as well. It would be great if we could get that meltdown on the 1 hour, that nice sell setup to try and exploit the fundamentals and the technicals. So that's about it. I have this one on my watch list because it is the most bearish in terms of fundamentals. In terms of the strategy, I'm currently live trading Aussie US dollar. Oh, it looks very good. I'll actually get in on a sell setup. If we close like we are closing right now, let me set my alarm because I'm going to forget. Okay, so let's see. So let's see. 1859. Yeah, let's do that. I just got to respond to a message. Okay. So yeah, Aussie US dollar actually looks pretty good. Actually looks pretty nice. We are forming a wick right now, but if this thing can close with a nice clean close like this, a nice clean close, I would set my order. Let me just check if these lows are crap. Okay, so this is all part of one move. Nothing. So I'm gonna remove my alarm because I wanted to see a pullback here. I wanted to see the price pull back, and actually there was no pullback. So a pullback did not happen. A pullback did not happen at all. So look at the lows here, look at the L, okay, and 498, 497, again 497, and then this one is 458. So that is not the best. Then I need to wait for, let's say, a bit more momentum. I would like to see a bit more momentum. We're kind of slowing down here. We're printing a lot of wicks. So I would like to see more momentum and then like a flag. Or more momentum and then a pullback and then a break and retest. That would be good as well. That's going to be on my radar. EU is actually also continuing with momentum. Let's put EU on the watch list as well. So EU doesn't look that bad. Yes, we have a bit of a slowdown here. We're breaking the lows and leaving wicks. But if we can continue with a little bit more momentum, just a little bit more, I would be interested to look for sell setups. Okay. Also, one more thing I need to mention, be careful of swaps. Okay, if you're trading Forex, if you're trading currencies, you need to know what swaps are, and you need to know how much you're paying for swaps. Okay, and swaps have to do with interest rates. I'm not going to go into detailed explanations right here. I also don't know them by heart. I should, but I'm just kind of a bit lazy. So it has to do with interest rates. For us traders, it basically currently means if you go short on a JPY pair, so let's say you're looking at AJ and you sell it right here, you will be paying negative swaps. Okay, so if you sell AJ, you will need to pay swaps. If you buy it, you will get swaps. And these swaps could be pretty high. They could get pretty high, especially if you hold the trade for like 1 week, 2 weeks, a month. If you hold it for a long time, the swaps could accumulate and you need to know about it. Okay, so you definitely need to know about the swaps. Again, it has to do with borrowing costs for each currency. JPY, so Japanese yen borrowing costs are pretty low, while let's say the dollar borrowing costs are pretty high. If we go to USD JPY, so if you sell USD JPY, you will be paying a lot of swaps. Where can you find the swaps? Where can you find the value of the swaps in your MetaTrader? Okay, you can find it in the MetaTrader. If I just go in my MetaTrader, it should be visible. So we're going to go to quotes. I'm going to go to USD JPY, going to go to details. See? Okay, so here. Maybe the camera will pick it up. Anyway, so it says here for the US dollar and the Japanese yen, this is my MetaTrader 5 IC markets. For swap long, you're getting, I guess for one lot, you're getting 9.47, and for swap short, you're paying minus 21.83. Okay. And also the swap rates on Wednesday, they are triple. Okay, they're triple. You need to know that on Wednesday, you're paying 3 times more swaps if you're holding a trade. So also for selling US dollar Japanese yen, you're paying a lot more in swaps than you're getting if you're buying the US dollar Japanese yen. That's about it for the swap story. Be careful of them, be mindful of them. It's an extra trading cost that you need to account for. Some broker charged me $4 swaps on a 0.08 lot position on UJ. Yeah, that's pretty horrible. That is wild. That happened yesterday to me. You need to change brokers. I don't think that swap size is good. I think he's ripping you off, or the broker is ripping you off. The best and the most reputable brokers, in my opinion, it's going to be IC markets. That is what I'm using. That is what Nico is using. That is what Griff is using. Okay, and also plug, if you want to learn to trade, check out Zentum Trading. Okay, so check out our free Discord. You can join for free at zentumtrading.com. If you like it, if you like what you're seeing, then you can join as a paid member and you get a lot more features that are unlocked. You get a full course. We teach you how to go from zero to consistently profitable. You get like 40 or 50 educational videos that bring you from zero to consistently profitable, teaching you everything you need to know. So check it out. Yeah, broker, very, very important which broker you use. It needs to be a reputable broker. They need to have good reviews, and you need to check if they are ripping you off. Okay, you don't want to get ripped off by a broker. So that would be about it for the swap story. What do we have left? Well, we kind of ran through all of the pairs that I'm closely watching. What happened to Oanda? I thought they were pretty good. So FTMO bought Oanda. FTMO, the prop firm, bought Oanda because they want to expand into the brokerage business. So they're currently running the biggest and the most successful prop firm in the industry. And now they are expanding into the broker industry. So they bought Oanda and they just took over. I'm not sure if they changed anything. I think everything in Oanda is still working as it was. But the owner is different, okay? The owner is FTMO. So Oanda is a good broker. I've heard good things about Oanda. I don't personally use them, but I did hear that they were pretty good, pretty big as well. One of the biggest brokers in the game. And they have good charts. If you're on TradingView, you can pretty much find, okay, this is Oanda. See, this is Oanda data feed, and it's pretty good, pretty reliable. So the indices story, it is pretty bearish in the last couple of days. Am I concerned? As I said at the beginning of the stream, I'm not really that concerned. Yeah, so FTMO, they made a bunch of money. They made millions and millions of dollars in the last few years in the prop firm game. So I think that's a pretty smart move. You never know for how much time these prop firms will stay here. You never know when the prop firms will disappear. So it's pretty smart to buy a brokerage, because I think a brokerage business is a safer investment than a prop firm. I think a brokerage business is going to stay in the game for longer than a prop firm. So yeah, good move for FTMO. We'll see what will happen. S&P, this does look bearish if you're focusing on the last few days, but overall we're bullish. Okay, that's all I could say. Looks pretty good. Indices move with these sort of trend lines. Okay, they respect the trend lines and they slowly trickle to the upside. And this does look pretty good. This does look pretty bullish, in my opinion. NAS 100. NASDAQ looks the same, pretty much the same, respecting the trend line. Okay. Respecting the trend line, and it looks pretty good still. What would be a big warning sign? As I mentioned, it would be the daily chart printing two large bearish candles. Okay, this would be bad if this happened. Screen not visible. Okay, so do you trade BTC, Bitcoin? No, I don't. I do hold it long term. I don't trade it. Do you trade the DAX? No, I don't trade the DAX. Your screen is not visible. I think it is. So yeah, you got me there. So yeah, S&P 500 bullish, gold. We're gonna take a look at Bitcoin right after gold, so don't worry about that. Gold is bullish. I mean, technically it's bullish. Fundamentally, it is very bullish as well. There's a lot of good data coming out that supports the metals, that supports gold. So people are kind of afraid. They are not sure about the tariffs. There's a lot of uncertainty in the markets. When there is uncertainty, people tend to put their money. Into gold. Okay. So yeah. Eric says that he can't see my screen. I can see it here. If anyone else is having issues, if you can't see the screen, put it in the chat, and I'll try to solve it. But oh shit! So you really can't see it. Okay, let me see what I can do. We're having some technical difficulties then. What about now? Can you see it now? Evo, Mati, ti mi možeš reći ako vidiš. Okay, now it's fine. Okay, cool. I thought Eric was trying to play a prank, but looks like the screen really wasn't visible. Okay, so continuing. Connection isn't stable. I'm not sure why though. Connection should be fine. That's because I'm using like a free version of this stupid software, so I guess they're trying to sabotage my stream. Can you guys let me know if the stream is looking stable? Can you see me? You can see it? Okay, great. Getting back to gold. Gold is looking good, still looking pretty bullish. We do have these two red candles, but Mate is actually my brother, so yeah, thank you, Mate, for the technical support. Two bearish candles, but I'm still not concerned because we are still kind of moving to the upside. And what would be a big warning sign for me? What would be a big bearish story? Okay, it would be two large red candles. Okay, two large red candles, and then I would be pretty concerned. But if you're trying to sell gold, I don't think this is the right move currently. We're very bullish with this strong uptrend on the daily chart. It's not the best to look for sell setups. The 1 hour is looking bearish a little bit bearish, but I'm kind of looking at the bigger picture. I'm kind of looking at this. Okay, so yeah, bullish on the indices, bullish on the metals. Silver doesn't look as good as gold, so gold looks much better. See, much more momentum. Mate is a long-term investor. He has a lot of investments, so I wouldn't say he's a day trader. He's more of a investor. The quality is 720, so when I display the video on big TV, everything is fuzzy. Just for your information. Yeah, thank you for the feedback. I'll look into that. I do definitely think there's an option to go 1080, or like, I don't think 4K is an option, but 1080 should be an option, and I'll look into that because 720 can be problematic, especially on a big screen. I look forward to trading alongside with you today, just watching. Yeah, no worries, no worries. I hope you learned something. My best advice would be to take it easy and do backtesting. So do a lot of backtesting and also try to understand the fundamentals. Okay, fundamentals are pretty important. Even if you don't want to trade fundamentals, do try to understand them and see what is the general macroeconomic picture. That is what I wish I had done like 3 years ago. I wish I didn't focus on purely the technicals. I wish I learned about the fundamentals as well. I think I would be doing a lot better currently. Okay, I think fundamentals would have helped me a long time ago, but I'm looking into them right now. So yeah. Yeah, if you guys wanna learn to trade, if you guys want to learn technical trading, which is what I have been doing in the last 3 years with my two friends Nico and Griff, definitely check out Zentum Trading. Okay, so I'll post the link in the chat. You can even join for free. We have a free Discord. You can join. You can see if you like it. And then if you want to learn the full course, if you want to get all the videos, then you can become a paid member. Okay, so Nico and Griff have had a lot of prop firm payouts. I didn't do that well with prop firms, but Nico and Griff made like tens of thousands of dollars from prop firms. So they definitely know how to help you if you want to go to the prop firm route as well. This was a great insight. Keep the videos coming. Thank you very much for the feedback, Eric, and thank you for the feedback about the screen not working. I thought you were joking, but yeah, thank you for the technical support. Yep, I'm backtesting. Okay, it would be more fun to have two opinions. Okay, great. So you're backtesting. That's great. I do recommend you go to Trader Nick as well. He does a live stream every day. If you don't have time for the live stream, then you can just watch a video at the end of the day. So once per day, Trader Nick posts a video of like 10 minutes breaking down the markets, and it sums up all of the fundamentals, sums up all of the technicals. It's pretty good. Definitely give it a look. So Trader Nick on YouTube. And good luck with your backtesting. Just keep at it. Backtesting and journaling helped me a lot these past few years. I mean, it's the most important thing. You must backtest, you must do thorough market research, and you must have a trading journal. You must write down exactly which trades you're taking, why did you take those trades, and did you learn anything, or was there any lesson from that trade? Did you make any mistakes? Did you learn from the mistakes? So if you're not journaling, if you're not writing down exactly the trades you're taking and why you're taking them, then you're not a real trader, and long term you will not be successful. Is the slippage on Darwinex right? I mean, does it feel right? Feeling they're pretty bad. Well, I do get slipped more on Darwinex than I do on IC markets. So the slippage on Darwinex is worse than on my broker, which is IC markets. Is it pretty bad? I wouldn't say that it's really bad. Okay, I wouldn't say that it's that bad. I would say it's kind of okay. It's tolerable. It's manageable. And you have like the top trader on Darwinex has, I think, 28 million in capital, which he trades on the Darwinex broker. So if the slippage and the spreads and the commissions are good for him, I would say they're fine for us smaller traders as well. great for the live. Trader Nick, we'll check it out. Definitely check out Trader Nick. DarwinX is good. Yeah, DarwinX is pretty good. There's a link for DarwinX if you guys want to help out the channel. You can go in the description. Should be a link to join DarwinX with a discount. So yeah, give that a look as well. And that would be about it. We have crossed the 1 hour mark. Brief summary, what is happening in the markets? Well, a brief summary is that I'm watching the euro and the US dollar. I'm watching the Aussie US dollar. I'm watching the Swiss yen. Okay. Why? Well, euro US dollar technically looks bearish. Aussie US dollar technically looks bearish. Also, we had some news that are bullish for the dollar, and we had a scare of tariffs, which should make the euro US dollar go down. Also, JPY pairs are very bearish fundamentally. Japanese yen has a lot of strength behind it because the Bank of Japan is looking to raise interest rates. That means the value will appreciate, and the economy of Japan, so the Japanese economy, is doing very well. That means the yen should appreciate as well. So you have two major reasons why the Japanese yen should go up in value. Keep that in mind. That is about it. See you guys probably next week. If we get some activity in the markets, we will have a live stream next week. All of the updates for the live streams and for videos, they are on my Instagram account. Okay, so if you want to keep up with all of the news about the channel, you can follow me on my Instagram, which is, I'm going to put it in the chat. I forgot. Is it? Okay, it's Marco's Trading Journey. So the handle is Marco's Trading Journey. Okay. So it's in the chat. That's my Instagram handle. All of the updates go there. We look forward to it. We got non-farm payrolls next week. Yeah, pretty big news, pretty significant. We'll see what the job numbers, so what the job numbers look like. And then we could get an even better bias for the US dollar. NFP is very important. NFP, very important, very volatile, a lot of movement. It can spark some real trends. Hey, Marco, I'm planning to provide a signal service and I'm a legit trader. What is the first step to gain a community and prove my proficiency? Open a MyFX book. Okay, so connect your personal account to a MyFX book and then have a track record, at least 1 year. Like 1 year is the absolute minimum of a track record. So that should be your first step if you're trying to either have a signal service or a educational community. Connect your account to MyFX book. You can also do prop firm challenges, get some payouts, have that as proof that you can trade, that you do have a trading edge. But the best thing to have is a verified track record on MyFX book. Hope that helps. So that is about it. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I will see you in the next live stream. So goodbye.